Hi, you are watching Stella's Meza. On today's episode, I will teach you how to make a treat from Zanzibar called Kokotende. Now, the meaning of this is derived from the word Kokwa Za Tende, which means the dates, the seeds of a date, okay? And for this, you will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 tablespoons of semolina or farina. You will need a pinch of salt. You will need half a teaspoon of cardamom powder. You will need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You will need 3/4 cup to a cup of coconut milk. Okay? So over here I have everything pre-measured. I'm sorry, and you will also need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So I have everything pre-measured. I'm just going to add them into the bowl. Okay? I'll start with the dry ingredients first. Now you've noticed that we're not adding any sugar onto this, and the reason for that is because after we fry these, we're going to coat them in a simple syrup which has sugar, vanilla, cardamom, or rose essence or rose water, whichever you prefer. All right, I'm just going to measure this here. Now you're probably wondering what that is for. That is a comb that I got from the beauty supply store. It's only 80 cents. Now you're going to need this to make the shapes of the kokotende, to make them kind of spiral, or you can use the back of a fork. I prefer this. That way I can make the kokotende to be a nice decent size, okay? Alright, now I'm just going to mix the dry ingredients up in the bowl. And then make a well in the middle, to which I will add my melted butter. And then I will start slowly adding the coconut milk, okay? Now you don't want the dough too sticky or too hard. You just want it in between, okay? You're going to use your fingers. Make sure your hands are clean. Always make sure your hands are clean. Kind of do this between your hands, your fingers, slowly as you add the coconut milk. Now on the stove I have warming around 2 cups of cooking oil. I use vegetable oil. Any clear kind of oil that has no smell to it is fine. And then I also pre-measured the ingredients that will go into making the simple syrup, okay? Now the dough's starting to come together, and that's a good thing. Now you might have, depending on what your dough looks like after you knead it, you might have to add a little bit more all-purpose flour or a little bit more milk. If it's too sticky, you find it's too sticky, you'll need to add a little bit more flour. If you find it's too dry, you'll need to add a little bit more milk. I'm going to use that to get in there, using my spatula to get the sticky dough off my fingers. Now these are delicious. You can just eat them as a snack. You can eat them with tea. In East Africa, we love to drink our tea. Okay. Anytime snack, and if you put them in an airtight container, they can store for up to a week. Make sure you get in there. Use your knuckles. Feel free to use your knuckles. I like to handle my food that way. I know I have a machine, I could use that, but I like to handle it with my own hands because that's how I grew up doing it. Okay, we didn't have any mixing machines, food processors. It was all elbow grease, so that's what I'm used to. Okay, and this is the consistency of the dough you were looking for. Okay, not too sticky, not too dry, a nice happy medium. See that? To where if you touch it with your clean hand, it's not gonna leave this. This is what you want. Okay, so we're gonna take a break. When we come back, I will show you how we're going to shape this. Actually, I could do that real quick. I could show you how we're going to do it. You just take a little pinch. And the good thing about this dough, you don't have to let it rest like you do for a lot of other recipes that require dough. You're going to make a little ball. See that? Size of a walnut. A little bit small. I'm going to take a little bit off. And then just make a little ball in between the palm of your hands. You're going to flatten it. Okay? Just squeeze it with your thumb. Right, make sure it, as much as you can, that it's even all the way around, so no parts are thicker than the other parts. Make a little disc. See that? Take your clean. This is not for the hair. I didn't use it on my fro today, guys. I promise. This is strictly for cooking. Okay? Press it so that the dough goes through the little spaces, and then you're gonna roll it away from you, okay? Away from you. Kind of looks like pasta. You see that? That's what you're looking for. This is the shape you're looking for, okay? I'm gonna put that one here, and then I'm gonna make one more. And then we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'll show you the finished rolled kokotendes, and then we'll go ahead and fry them up in the oil that's heating up on the stove. Oops, flatten it out. Now I like that there's a semolina in there because it gives it a little bit of crunch. Okay, and that's what you're looking for when you make these. So it should have a little bit of a crunch. Kind of, it's a form of a cookie, okay? Make sure you squeeze so that it takes on, it kind of goes in the back of the cone. And again, you can find this at any beauty supply store that has African American hair products. There you go. That's what you're looking for, okay? See that? See the ridges, and that's beautiful. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break, and when we return, I'll show you how to fry these, okay? And don't go anywhere. I'm back. Before the break, we stopped where I was shaping the kokotendes on the afro comb, and now we're back, and I already started frying some of them. Okay, now this is the last batch. As you can see, you're looking for a nice golden color, okay? These are the finished ones. That's the color you're looking for. You hear that sound? I'm using a skimmer. Hear that sound? That'll tell you that they're crunchy and they're good to go, okay? Now, be careful. You do not want your oil too hot, because if it's too hot, the outside of it will burn, but the inside will be mushy or soft. You don't want that. You want your kokotendes to be crunchy, okay? Now here, I had 1 cup of sugar, half a cup of water, a pinch of cardamom powder, and you can use vanilla, you can use rose water. That's what rose water looks like. You can use orange blossom water. Now, these may sound exotic, but they're readily available online, okay? So if you need to get them, you can go online, do a search, and you will find them, and they're very reasonably priced. I am fortunate I have an Indian spice store close to me, so I'm able to get that readily. Alright, now what you do, as you cook them, you put them on, I use a pie plate with kitchen towels in them, so that the excess oil drains, okay? So I'm going to transfer them into this bowl. What I'm trying to do is coat them. That mixture with the sugar and the syrup mixture that we call, in Swahili, it's called sheera, okay? So I'm just going to transfer them. You hear that? You know they're crunchy when you hear that. I'm going to transfer them on there. And then I'm going to take this, excuse me, I'm going to take this sheera, and I'm going to drizzle it all over them. Now remember, I know it looks like a lot of sugar, but the kokotendes themselves did not have sugar as in the dough, so they're basically a tasteless. This is what will add flavor to them. Okay, and then I'm going to cover them and give them a good shake to make sure that it coats all the way. Okay. Let's see that in there. Smells, the aroma is incredible in the kitchen right now. It smells so good. But let's see what we're working with now. Okay, and that's a complete product. So I'm going to, my hands are clean. I'm going to take one. Careful, they're very hot. And break it open so you see what it looks like inside. Okay. And we're going to taste it. That is really good. Crunchy on the outside, a little bit soft on the inside, but not too much. You don't want it too mushy, okay? Tastes good. I'm going to have this with a nice cup of Kenyan tea. Spice, of course, it has cardamom, ginger, cloves, and next time I'll show you how to make Kenyan tea, so you can use it to eat these delicious snacks. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you. And make sure you join us as we take your taste buds on a culinary safari on Stella's Meza. Bye now.